Hey everybody, how we doing? Today it's Cool Willie B here, hanging out with my comics, just getting ready to talk some comics, doing my bad sound effects, my low budget sound effects. I can't afford real sound effects. Today we're gonna talk about going to class. That's right, going to class. All right, everybody, sit down, everybody. All right, you and back, Arnold, sit down. All right, Juan, get down. Get in your seat, okay, everybody. All right, first I'm gonna show y'all my bling. Let's talk about the bling we got today. First off, we have the Spider-Man Noir #1, 9.6, which is technically a 9.6. 9.8 misgraded. That's what it is. We all know 9.6 is just a guy who had a bagel that morning that was a little too crispy for him or something like that. Who knows? But that's what we got rocking. Also, underneath, we've got the Super Mario face hugger shirt on available on my Neato shop site. Link in the description. This one here is called the Mario face hugger. I prefer calling it Mario. Oh no! Something along those lines. Anyway, today, let's talk about going to class, shall we? This was back in 1974, I believe. TV was king. There's all kinds of great stuff on TV back in the 70s. Oh, I feel bad for all you under 50. Ugh, it was a great time. Yeah. You had the $6 Million Man, Bionic Woman, Man from Atlantis, Space 1999. Just a slew of them on TV. A lot of great stuff. And then you had all the things that you had during the daytime. DC had a whole bunch of TV tie-ins in the 70s. A lot of the Saturday morning cartoons. That's why I wish, you could all experience the Saturday morning cartoons. Nothing like being a kid Saturday morning. Man, you wake up, watch cartoons all day. But at the time, they were already based on their own comics in the first place, like Shazam, Isis, New Adventures of Batman, Super Friends. They brought all their big characters all together on television. It was comic TV loop going on. Man, it was something. They also published other TV shows, of which this is one right here. Comic companies were licensing television properties to attract casual readers and grab kids who loved the shows and to compete on their spinner racks. And this was one of them. Welcome Back Kotter #1. This show ran from 1975 to 1979, and though it may have starred Gabe Kaplan, it may be best known for being the launch pad for the breakout actor of the time, John Travolta, who famously wanted to jam rubber hoses up noses. Hard to say, but went from strutting on the dance floors on Saturday Night Fever to singing through Grease to burying bodies with Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction. He was part of the Sweathogs, and that right there is an overachieving sweat hog. Written by Elliot S. Magan and art by Jack Sparling and Bob Oxner. He's on everything DC did back in the 70s, it seems, isn't he? The premise of the show was basically told in the show's opening song. Kotter returns to his own hometown, now a school teacher at his old school, where he was once dubbed a sweat hog, just like the rest of these guys. Charming. And he's now trying to teach his old sweat hog group, a new group of kids, similarly dubbed, trying to teach them some school. The comic is much the same. Only in the first issue, it seems Mr. Kotter is trying to get transferred to another school, getting only partial information. The sweat hogs all think Kotter's sick and go easy on him during class. Something that was unusual on the show if you were familiar with it. But they soon find out it's because Mr. Kotter's wife is unhappy with their home. So sweat hogs try to make her happy with a new vacuum and groceries. She's pretty easy to please since the first page begins with the drywall in their ceiling collapsing. But hey, it's little things, right? But they all devise a plan to get Mr. Kotter to eventually rip up his transfer in the end. All's well that ends well. The comic basically captures the tone of the Sweat Hogs classroom dynamic with Mr. Kotter's sarcastic warmth, Vinnie Barbarino's ego, and all the classroom jokes. And it did it pretty well, I think. Dialogue really leans hard into the rhythm of the show. The slang, it's so 70s. The art is pure DC house style of the 70s, too. Clean, expressive, slightly caricatured likenesses. Yeah, compared to the live action actors, it's like watching the sitcom filtered through a comic book. And this is not a satire or a parody. It's a straight up sitcom to comic adaptation. It's laugh tracks chopped up into panels and gutters. Shows DC wasn't afraid to diversify beyond capes. Imagine being a kid in 1976 trying to decide between Batman or this TV show you just watched a season of by the time this came out. It was a tough choice. Knowing me, I probably bought the one, hid the other behind some motorcycle magazine on the magazine rack to pick up the next day. Did anyone else do that besides me? This isn't a big key. Instead, it's a cultural artifact, a time capsule, a great, what even is this, rack book to show off. It's odd, different, has a fun place in the halls of comic book history, and TV too, if you ask me. This is DC putting aside the capes and superpowers for a moment, and instead they gave us schooling on how TV and comics could interact. And they took attendance. Okay, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed today's offering. Like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you want. School's out. Go on, go home, have fun. I'll catch you next time around. Take it easy, y'all. Bye.